A group of students are forced to play a death game without knowing whose game it is, why, or how.
Alright, I'll play.
That's why today on the Summarizer, As the Gods Will. This is the story of Shun, but there's no time for anything because a Daruma entered the school and wants to play a game. Apparently, if you move and that weird thing sees you, your head explodes, and though they try to escape, they also blow up. The only calm one is Sataki, who tells them that they must understand what's going on, and explains that this thing represents Daruma-san, the doll of death. And that moment, they realize that there's a button on the back, and that if they press it, the game ends. However, this guy tries, but he explodes, and then we see that there's also a timer, so they must hurry up. Seconds pass and everyone tries, but they explode until only Sataki is left. Few seconds left, Sataki tells him to boost with his back and Shun jumps, flies, and at the last second turns it off. At the end, Daruma tells them that the game is over and everyone is happy.
Not cool. Not cool!
Well, not everyone happy, because at that moment, Sataki explodes, and here we realize that only the one who presses the button survives, so only Shun won. Now we go back a few minutes earlier. Here we meet Achika, the one that Shun likes, and Amaya, the one who beats everyone in the school pointlessly. In the class, everything was normal until his teacher's head exploded and Daruma appeared. Then happened what we already saw, and now Daruma tells Shun that he is a mouse and that the cat is coming. At that moment, Achika arrives, who was the one who pressed the button in her room, and though they try to call the police, there's no signal and Daruma keeps repeating that the cat is coming. In a moment, all the doors are closed until they open one where the gym is and some are disguised as mice.
What the hell happened here?
Achika reads that if they want to get out of there, they have to bell the cat, a cat that seems harmless. There, everyone wants to escape, but the cat starts to eat them all. At that moment, they see the bell and remember what they read, so they have to put it there and only have 9 minutes. Achika passes it to a guy who's a basketball player, and the ball is going to go in and everything is going to end. At the end, the cat kills the basketball player, and at one point, Shun realizes that he's only eating the ones with the costume. So they all take it off, and the cat doesn't do anything, but a few seconds later, it attacks them again because it's hungry. The bell has 3 minutes left, and when the cat is about to eat Achika, he saves her because he put on the disguise to distract him.
Well, good thing that worked.
At that moment, the cat starts to talk to him. He tells him that his back itches and he can't sleep, so he realizes that he can understand him because he's wearing the disguise. He climbs up and everyone starts scratching him, and in the end, he falls asleep. But when they go to put the bell on him, they all start to fight because they think that only the one who puts it on will survive. This wakes up the cat and he attacks them again. At one point, Achika and Shun appear with 2 balls. One is the rattle and the other is a ball. The cat doesn't know where to look, but realizes that Shun is carrying the ball. Achika throws hers and the cat attacks her, but the cat dodges it. Shun throws his, which is the one with the bell, and the cat doesn't do anything, and he goes in. But out of nowhere, Amaya appears and puts the rattle, and that's how the game ends. But the cat tells them that the survivors are Amaya, Shun, and Achika. Only 3 people can live, and Amaya gets rid of the others. At that moment, the cat takes out a smoke and they faint. On the news, we are told that in all the schools in the world, there's some kind of terrorist attack. Millions of students have died, and we see that there's a cube floating above the city. But not only that, there are also cubes all over the world, and inside are all the students who survived. Elsewhere, we see a professor who says that this is not a terrorist attack, but it is an alien one because it is further away from human knowledge. Now we see Takumi, who we don't know what he's doing, but later is going to be important.
Oh, okay.
In the cube, Shun wakes up and is in the same room as Shoko, one of her friends that she hadn't seen for years because she changed schools. Taira and Tayoka are also there, and at that moment a text appears, a key to open the door, and some Kokeshi's dolls arrive because it's time for the next game. The new game consists of singing, and when the song ends, they have 10 seconds to guess who is in the back, and if they fail, they will be killed. So the first one is Taira, but he gets nervous. They tell him thanks for participating, and with their lightning, they give him a paralysis paralysis and then kill him. The same thing happens with Taioka, and finally Shun is going to play. At the end, not sure how, he guesses who is in the back, the Kokeshis explode and a key appears. When they get out of there, also appears Yukio that was being chased by another Kokeshi. At that moment, they hear screams. This girl who is also being chased appears, and now we meet Oku and Maida. They found a timer to put the keys in and they all get there, but they realize they only have 4 keys and they need 7. But at that moment, 3 keys appear, and Amaya also appears, who gets rid of his partner because he was only missing 1. The 7 put the keys before the counter runs out. The game is over, and now they have to put on their clothes that just happen to appear there, and they have to get in through that hole. Outside, everyone is watching everything, and the professor still thinks they are aliens. But the important thing here is that the homeless man, remember him. The 7 arrive at a snow palace, and at that moment, a giant bear arrives. He tells them that he's going to ask them questions, and the game ends if they all tell him the truth. But the only rule is not to lie to him, or he will sacrifice them. The first question is, what is your favorite food? Everyone says theirs, but the bear gets angry because someone lied to him. So they have 2 minutes to give him the liar, or he's going to kill everyone. The 7 start arguing about the food, but in the end, they blame Yukio because his favorite food is parsley, a strange food for everyone, so the bear kills him. The next question is whether anyone likes Shun. The men say no. Amaya tells him she hardly speaks to him, but yes, Achika has known him since she was a kid and has feelings for him, so she says yes too. And lastly, Shoko likes him too. There, the bear gets mad once again because someone lied to him again, and they have 2 minutes to turn the liar in. Here, the bear tells them that this became a kinda Among Us because between them is an imposter who works for him and is lying to kill everyone. I don't quite know why they decided Shoko, because she had no relationship with Shun, and though they try to defend her, in the end, they blame Shoko. She tells him that she really loves him, but the bear kills her. When the next question goes, Shun already knows who the real imposter is. The imposter is the bear, because when he saw Shoko's blood, he realized that he is not really a white bear.
The demon lies!
He attacks them but falls into the water and starts to burn, because apparently he is a bear with a black heart, like a demon.
A what? A shit demon!
The game ends and the 5 survive. Outside, these people are happy, and we also see Takumi with blood again, and we still don't know what he does in the movie. Then the 5 appear in a temple. At that moment, Matryoshka arrived, and they tell him that this is the final game. The game is kick the can. Someone is going to be the demon. That means the one who searches and will take the can and bring it down to the circle. Everyone has to hide from him. When the demon comes down, he will look for everyone, and if he finds someone and sees his face, he will say his name while he kicks the can. And at the end, he will lock them in that cell. But if someone kicks it before the demon touches it, it will save everyone in the cell. But it is not so easy because if you kick it, the can explodes. That is, to save those in the cell, someone must sacrifice himself. The game ends when the demon catches 3 people or when someone kicks the can, so have fun. The one who gets to be the demon is Amaya. Everyone goes to hide. Maida and Oku know they have time to hide, but at that moment, Amaya arrives and catches them. Only 2 more to go, and he goes up for Shun and Ichika, but as they try to go down, he catches Ichika and only Shun is left. They only have until the sun goes down. Amaya yells at him that he can leave because he already caught 3 and only they are going to live because they are God's chosen ones. But Ichika tells him not to believe him because Amaya will betray him. Amaya tells him to trust him and if he comes out but with an armor, and we remember the rule of the demon can only say his name if he sees his face. Amaya goes over and takes it off, but when he goes to touch the can, he realizes he tied it with a chain. Shun tells her that there's a reason he put on the armor and throws himself off the cliff. Amaya tries not to fall. He starts to climb the chain with the armor and we realize that Shun took it off as a distraction. Now he just has to kick the can. Ichika doesn't want him to do it, but he's going to do it for his friends who died. Amaya finishes pulling it up and he goes to kick it, but Shun kicks it and prepares for the explosion, but in the end, nothing happens. The sun goes down and the game ends. The Matryoshka tells them that the winner is Shun for saving everyone and that the explosion of the can was a lie. And though Amaya lost, no one is going to die and the celebration begins because finally everything is over. The Matryoshka gives them some ice cream as a reward and everyone is happy. Shun asks Ichika out. Amaya is disappointed how everything ended, but at that moment, Ichika sees something and gets strange. Shun sees that the shovel says you live, and here the matryoshka tells them that to get here they need many skills, but the last one was luck. Achika tells him that she really wanted to date him, but his paddle says you die, and says goodbye. Amaya got lucky and goes to live, at which point the others are attacked with lightning bolts that disintegrate them, and that's how Shun was left with no one. Now he wonders what this is and why this is happening. The two are teleported up the cube, and the gods tell them they are the winners. All the people celebrate, and somewhere else, Takumi decides to leave his house because he is going to save the world. People scream sons of God because they overcame everything. Amaya likes this, but Shun says God doesn't exist, and one of the Matryoshka dolls corrects him and suggests that those deadly games would lead them to God, as she shows him a homeless man who was also an observer of those games, and that leaves us ready for a second part. That was As the Gods Will. Comment which series or movies you'd like me to summarize for future videos. See you later!
Go to work.
Okay. Bye.